I'm Anne-Marie Stephen, founder of Qualia. So I am with Garrett Boone, who is the Chairman Emeritus and co-founder of the Container Store, which everyone knows, and also a new concept called the Treehouse. You are board chairman for the Treehouse, right? So Garrett's graciously agreed to have a brief conversation with us about those two concepts, and it's really exciting because I think you know, you've been really instrumental in bringing innovation in terms of retail to brick and mortar environments. So I'm curious how the concept of Container Store and Treehouse came about for you, and what opportunities you saw that brought those to bear.
The Container Store really started with a desire to have a store of our own. That was the beginning. That was not a very good idea. I mean, it was a good idea, but not very well thought out. And over a period of 2 years' time, it began as a handmade furniture store because I liked to do woodworking and thought we could produce kind of very simple designs, get them produced locally. And after a year and a half, realized that's really hard to do. Get things produced economically. You have to produce 300 or 400 or something to get produced at a price that would be affordable. So after a couple of years' time, I found a lot of commercial products that were originally in a wrecking yard, just junk, but there were like wire baskets and milk crates and things that had been used in the industry, and they seemed to be kind of fun and interesting, and they are the products that gave rise to the concept, because in industry and business, products that organize stock rooms and storerooms and factories and parts bins for shops have been used for a long time, and they've been available to businesses, but these products have never been available to a retail market. So taking that thought that, wow, where do consumers go to get organized, that was the beginning of the store. It's like, we'll create a resource, take a lot of these commercial products that we found, put them together with retail products that are out there, but they're here and there, they're not in any cohesive fashion. You could go to the department store, to the Notions department, and get a few things for closet. You could go to a hardware store and get some things for the kitchen maybe. You could go to commercial supply house if you were savvy enough to schlep along the you know, some weird road back in the commercial district of town, but there was no place you could go that was comprehensive. So we just thought it would be a good idea. We didn't have market research. We just thought it would be a good idea to provide an ultimate resource store for people to find solutions, not just products, but solutions to help them organize their homes and create more space and ultimately save time.
So that's so interesting, because now I think if you were going to implement a store similar to that, or let's say it is a Container Store, you probably have, you know, an army of people doing market research saying, yes, this is doable or not, but isn't that a little bit of the art and science of retail?
It is. I mean, the Treehouse is the brainchild of Jason Ballard, who's the CEO of the company. And he had worked in the area of sustainability in Colorado and realized that if you wanted to do something for your home with products that were sustainably produced, healthy in content, no toxic materials, that helped promote energy efficiency and water conservation, there was no place to go. And so he thought, let's create a store that's really the ultimate resource store for those products. And my connection was, I helped found a group called Texas Business for Clean Air back in 2006 with Trammell Crow and Dave Littman, who founded Hotels.com. And we organized a group of businessmen, both Republicans and Democrats, to oppose creating 21 new coal-fired plants at a time when technology was changing and getting cleaner. And from that, after being successful with other groups getting the coal plants mostly stopped, we went back to the legislature in 2008 to promote energy efficiency as a way of solving future energy needs. And I thought, gee, if I wanted to make my house more energy efficient, I had no idea where I'd go. So I was sort of ready for someone to come along like Jason with a really well thought out idea about how to create a store that helped people find solutions they couldn't find before.
That's fascinating because I think that really falls in line with the trends we see from the consumers. One, I would imagine is somewhat consumer driven, right? In that people are much more eco-aware and certainly have an interest in sustainability more now than ever. Right. If we look at the millennial generation, I think more now than ever. And then also that generation particularly is interested in social good, and I think something like Treehouse falls right in line with that, and along with the retail trends, which are highly curated, specialized types of brands. Does
That's
that make sense?
absolutely right. I mean, our customers, they cover a fairly broad spectrum. They're customers who are truly health conscious, and they like particularly people with young families or an expectant mother who's done her research and realized that paints can give off toxic gases and carpets can give off fumes and all that, so they want the healthiest materials for the environment. The other customers just want the best and coolest and the latest building materials that are generally not in a Home Depot and Lowe's. They do a great job of doing commodity building products for home improvement, for do-it-yourselfers. We're not a do-it-yourself store. When you come to Treehouse, you know, we find a solution for you, whether it's re-insulating your house or do more energy efficient air conditioning or a solar package or a non-toxic paint product for your home, or new kitchen cabinets that have no VOCs, or new flooring that have no toxic materials. But we do them, we install them. So ours is really a solution store, not a do-it-yourself store.
So when you look at the future of retail, and this is a good open-ended question for you, when we look at Treehouse and just explaining, you clarified how it works a little bit, and then you go into helping the consumer actually implement that into their own home. What do you see as this is a loaded question, future of retail, and in that sense of how you engage the consumer in that way, and also if you have a moment to speak to technology in that world?
Well, to me, the future retail you have to have a compelling reason for being. If not, if all you're doing is selling products, then online's going to kill you, Amazon's going to kill you, or whoever is out there is going to kill you, because if you're just selling a product at a price, you can do that online very easily. What you can't do online easily is provide solutions. And Treehouse and the Container Store both were very good at providing solutions. So I think if new retail stores find a way to provide a collection of products perhaps never seen before, perhaps out there, but organized in a different way, and they provide a service to help people use these in a way to form solutions, then they have a chance of being successful. Technology is critical. You can't have great customer service without technology now. And one of the things that Treehouse is doing right now, ahead of growing, we're getting ready to open our second store in Dallas this coming spring, is creating a technology that does not exist in home improvement to make sure we can provide the kind of highly organized, highly visible approach that is available in some large commercial construction. When you're building a 50-story office building now, you probably have great software technology that organizes everyone and coordinates everybody and allows everybody to work off the same set of plans. But in home remodeling, it's really kind of done the old-fashioned way. So we have to actually do a better job than anybody's ever done doing home remodeling and eventually home building.
And that's the vision.
Yeah, and we've got to create the technology to do it because it's not really out there.
That's so fascinating. So if there's one thing, I'll give you one last question. So one thing, if you're an aspiring brand or retailer, or even I see the challenge for legacy retailers having to pivot, right, and change who they are and what they do and how they communicate with their customers, right, which they're not doing very swiftly from what I've seen. What do you think is maybe there are no silver bullets, but what are some maybe first steps in moving these retailers into the future of retail?
Well, I think, as I said, you need to focus on solutions, ways you can bring products, but with added value to those products by the way that you either organize them or deliver them to your customers. And then you have to have great technology, and then you have to rely on really, truly great people. I think the days of retail being successful with the old-fashioned brand of retail salesperson who didn't really know much and really was not that helpful. Frankly, could say, are you finding things okay? But that was kind of all they could really offer. I think those days are coming to close because Amazon and online retailers are going to kill this kind of.
I think you just opened up a whole, we could talk about that segment. Most definitely, because I think that will be the next wave that we see is, and then what I'm seeing is the empowering those associates, making them more instrumental in creating that connection with the consumer. Garrett, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your insights and thoughts, and maybe we'll get a part 2 if we get lucky. Thanks so much.